It'd be preposterous for me to get all, I'ma do me, y'all like it or not, I don't care. I like listening to folks who take the time to soak my stuff. The feedback that agrees with and enhances me gets worked in. The rest floats away with the wind. Don't worry about what others think because there's too many of them to cater to. Worry about being comfortable in your own stuff, and those who appreciate that will connect with you. Chapter 77. Fake it till you make it. There's an assumption that the most successful people are void of the feelings the rest of us have. The fear, the anxiety, the doubt, the depression, and the lack of motivation. This is not true. Success isn't simply a certainty. How can you even begin to feel it? Success isn't simply a certainty. How can you even begin to quantify it? For some, waking up in the morning is success. For others, it won't exist until it's followed by 7 zeros. Feel free to quantify your success. If anything, you're better off for focusing on it. Tell me you're doing good. They don't see other people what they want. A good friend can be ever so inspirational. Really sad. capoeira is super. She showed me her vision. I realized that she had accomplished many of the things I wanted. Was that an indication that she was successful? No. It was an indication that she needed to update the board with new goals, milestones, and metrics. Healthy ambition is climbing a peakless mountain while enjoying the view every step of the way. The negative feelings we all have can be addictive, just like the positive. It's up to us to choose which one we want. As a collective, as I type this, my gym membership is tomorrow. If you run into me, ask me if I remember, punch me in the shoulder if I step up. Your current circumstances may not align with your definition of success, but that's temporary if you actually get up and start and get things moving. If life was awesome and you felt like $1,000,000, what would you be doing with your life? If you can't do the activity for 8 hours yet, do it for 2. Progress will add up if you stay. As with anything, progress and improvement take time. You can't have high expectations and low patience. Baby steps in the right direction will get you where you want to be. They say dress for the job you want. Fake it until you make it. It's not simply faking it. It's making the mental adjustments now to help you bring yourself to a place you want to be. Chapter 78. Baby steps add up. I meet so many people with high expectations and low patience. This is a recipe for failure. Whether it's business, music, fitness, or even building a relationship, it starts with the first step and only grows with the steps after that. There is no autopilot. I've reached the level I'm at with those baby steps. I'm nowhere close to my aspiration. I plan to perform in stadiums within the decade, but that's only going to happen with the small steps I'm taking this year, this month, this week, this day, and this moment. Maturity and patience come with time. And with that time also comes the realization that there isn't much time to make things happen. We tend to put things off because we're scared. Scared of what? Well, whatever our imagination can create to keep us from taking that next baby step. The fears that prevent us from taking those steps are only conquered by taking those steps. Buildings are built brick by brick. Poems are written word by word. And relationships grow day by day. Respect the time necessary for things to take place. And realize if you lack that respect, you really don't deserve shit. It's the journey that's important, not the destination. The destination for all of us is death. Our credits will be rolling soon, and all that will have mattered is what happened every step before the end, if anything at all. It's never too late to start building the life you want. The recipe for success is simple. Act, learn, build, and repeat. Realize you've been using the recipe your entire life for your accomplishment. Whether it was learning how to walk or learning how to read, it all took time. Our achievements feel easy after the fact and impossible before. Recognize this concept and move forward despite it. Also, find people in the same mindset of taking baby steps. It's much better than keeping the company of folks who still have grand expectations and excuses to match. You'll only waste your time. Chapter 79. You only have so much time. You can only make so many people happy. No matter what you do, some folks will never be satisfied because they depend on you for their happiness, which is selfish of them. You for their happiness, which is selfish of them. They're toxic, and you'll be better off without them. Put yourself first. It's not selfish. Expecting others to put you first? That is selfish. You're writing your story right now. If your life were a movie, would anyone want to watch it? Our favorite movies always have our hero overcoming challenges and becoming better for it. Are you trying to overcome the challenges or running from anything that is remotely impossible? In this day and age where everyone is praised and congratulated for every little accomplishment, I think it's important to focus on those who are still trying to overcome the obstacles. Instead of celebrating the winners, let's celebrate those who are trying to, still uncomfortable, grinding and earning every inch they receive. Encouragement goes a long way. Everything I do comes from the support that you show me. The legacy of Humble the Poet won't be based on goals people. It will be more a result of relationships and connections that were formed between me and all of you throughout this journey. I appreciate you all immensely, and those connections keep me working harder and harder to reach the next milestone. Things tend to look easy after they're done, and impossible before. Every person with aspirations will hit obstacles and meet naysayers. It's up to us to decide whether we want to focus on those telling us why we should give up, or those who are pushing us along the way with their possibility. It's also up to us to decide if we're helping others along, or giving them reasons to go with the path. I don't know what my story will be when it's all said and done. When I'm dead, my legacy won't be much of importance to me. Although I do know that I would not be able to exist in the present peacefully, knowing that I gave up on exploring what I have inside, simply because things became difficult. I'm a survivor, and so are you. It's what makes us a special form of life on this planet. We adapt, change, and grow to enhance our ability to exist and thrive. We all have the ability to be the heroes of our own story. Chapter 80. Don't infect yourself with negativity. Negativity is a disease. Don't infect yourself. I'm dead serious. Life is challenging enough maneuvering around the negativity of others. It's almost hopeless if that negativity is coming from within. Doubts, fears, and any thoughts that aren't pushing you forward will do well to hold you back. They're just thoughts, but those thoughts will have an impact on you. Negative thoughts are bad for your health and will hinder your growth. Be mindful of negative people. If you love yourself, cut them loose before they begin to rub off on you, and they will. Some of you will disagree and remark that it's the responsibility of positive folks to help the negative folks. To those, I bid the best of luck. My changes didn't happen from others forcing their energy upon me. They came from time and realizing things from within. Your time is limited. Be mindful of whom you spend it. If you're being positive, those around you enjoy being negative, find new people to be around. Attitude plays a huge part in our life and the way we feel about it. From the moment we wake up, we decide whether we have something to hop up in bed for, or whether we need to hit the sleep button, hoping the extra 9 minutes of sleep feel like 2 hours. Negative thoughts are toxic. Take the time to identify them and show them the door. We all have them, and will never be immune to them, but we can be mindful and make wise decisions when we encounter them. There are other wonderful germs to spread: love, ambition, inspiration, and positivity. Find those within you and infect those around you. Chapter 81. Words are weapons, if you allow them to be. I'm not going to talk about how to handle the words of others when they attack our feeble egos. It's a given. Our egos are hungry. We're whores for validation, and that opens us up to being vulnerable in less than ideal situations, especially when someone says something we don't want to hear. Instead, let's talk about the words we put out in the universe. We all understand the power of words and how they affect those around us, but how many of us are using that power with intent? It costs nothing to dish out some extra compliments here and there. They don't have to be forced or disingenuous. Look for something that inspires a positive reaction. If I see someone made an effort to dress up, I compliment their outfit or earrings or shoes. We have the power to add a smile to someone's face just as much as we can inspire a frown, laugh, frustration, peace, or clarity. People won't remember what you said, they'll remember how you made them feel. Instead of worrying about what people think about you, make an effort to make them feel something from you. Not everyone gets along with your work. Find those you gel with and spread some sunshine their way. Let it come through not only in your words, but in your actions. Nothing is complicated. Only to and help them in a way you want. Small words and gestures go a long way. Chapter 82. You are a work of art in progress. Every moment is a brushstroke on the masterpiece of your life. It won't be complete until your life is complete. Fortunately and unfortunately, you won't be here to see it. That final product is never forward. You are simply this creation adding to our life. We don't live in this universe. We are the universe. As Nikola Tesla said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think of where you can. There's nothing to solve, ponder, or search for. Energies, frequencies, and vibrations are felt. They cannot be created or destroyed. They can only be changed. This is one of those brief moments when science and spirituality meet. Listen to your feelings, trust your struggles. It's how everything in this universe tends to work. Our realities exist within us. Our beliefs are simply beliefs, and every day impossible seems like a temporary moment. You're going to meet a myriad of folks who want to tell you your purpose. They may have the best of intentions, or simply want someone to affirm the path they've taken. Or maybe they just want company. The purpose you give your life is the purpose of your life goals. I'm not here to preach philosophy or teach lessons. I'm here to take the pills that are tough to swallow and find a way to make them easier to digest. Life prescribes those pills, and they'll be shoved down your throat whether you like it or not. The moments I experience will be different from yours. I have no place or faith in myself to even begin to understand you beyond what we have in common, which is simply what's in our nature. One alarming thing we seem to have in common, in the first world at least, is an unlimited ability to be ungrateful, which results in a lack of smiles. We can't smile all the time, but many people wouldn't mind adding a few more every day here and there. It's not a secret to do so. Appreciate, appreciate, appreciate. Nothing in this universe is our friend, and nothing in this universe is our enemy, because nothing in this universe is separate. We are a drop in the ocean, and the ocean in the drop. Word to ruin. Find reasons to be happy, or find reasons to be miserable. I'm confident you can do both well. If you're looking for the easy road, get acquainted with the word not me. Paint your picture the way you want it painted. It's your canvas. Don't let anyone else hold the brush. Chapter 83. Losing a piece of ourselves. When we lose someone special in our lives, it feels like they take a piece of us with them. We can feel like a shell of our former selves, mainly because the life we spent time building with that person no longer exists. Some consider this a feeling of emptiness. I consider it a cleaning of our canvas. Emotionally, it may feel like we're losing, but really, we're just being jolted out of a familiar zone we've been in. Though it feels like we miss the person, often what we really miss is how that person made us feel about ourselves. If relationships make us feel like we're worthy, we may lose that feeling of worth once those relationships end. I know the feeling sucks, but it isn't wise to avoid those unpleasant emotions as they generally are what usher us into growth. I'm not here to write words that make it feel better. I wouldn't dare deny you your growing pains. Rather, I just want you to realize that once the emotions have exhausted themselves, and there's some room for logic, these are some of the thoughts to ponder. The most important relationship we need to foster is the one with ourselves, and every time someone else has the power to disrupt that, we should pay attention to why. No one gets to determine your value, your worth, your mood, or your happiness, but you. Be mindful if we should make it feel worthy, we may lose that feeling of losing, but really, we're just being jolted out of a familiar zone we've been in. Though it feels like we miss the person, often what we really miss is how that person made us feel about ourselves. If relationships make us feel like we're worthy, we may lose that feeling of worth once those relationships end. I know the feeling sucks, but it isn't wise to avoid those unpleasant emotions as they generally are what usher us into growth. I'm not here to write words that make it feel better. I wouldn't dare deny you your growing pains. Rather, I just want you to realize that once the emotions have exhausted themselves, and there's some room for logic,
I'm not here to write words to make you feel better, period. I would not dare deny you your growing pains, period. But
really miss is how that person made us feel about ourselves. If relationships make us feel like we're worthy, we may lose that feeling of worth once those relationships end. I know the feeling sucks, but it isn't wise to avoid those unpleasant emotions as they generally are what usher us into growth. I'm not here to write words that make it feel better. I wouldn't dare deny you your growing pains. Rather, I just want you to realize that once the emotions have exhausted themselves, and there's some room for logic, these are some of the thoughts to ponder. The most important relationship we need to foster is the one with ourselves, and every time someone else has the power,
rather provide future anchor points to guide further peace and harmony.
Ourselves. And every time someone else has the power to disrupt that, we should pay attention to why. No one gets to determine your value, your worth, your mood, or your happiness, but you. Be mindful of who you allow in. The stronger our relationship with ourselves, the less dependent we are on others, and the healthier those relationships actually become. Chapter 84. Don't be too hard on yourself. I'm never bothered by the negative comments of others, because the things I say to myself are much harsher. It's a difficult juggling act trying to stay disciplined without proverbially smacking yourself up every so often. As a teacher, I would celebrate the kids' efforts more than their achievement. Maybe that would be a great thing to do for ourselves. After all, we know if we're giving it all we can give. There's satisfaction in knowing you worked your ass off. You gave it all you got and left it all in the ring, regardless of the outcome. Life's a lot like poker. Making wise decisions will definitely help you out. But sometimes, even if you do everything right, things may still not turn out in your favor. It's always that river card, goddammit. That's just the reality of life. Nothing is promised, and good intentions neither guarantee nor warrant positive outcomes. Many of the injuries we suffer mentally are self-inflicted. Having negative thoughts about yourself can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's difficult to have constant positive thoughts. It can even appear a bit cocky to the outside world. The self-love and self-support are worth it. Cockiness and confidence will always have a fine line, so we're better off accepting that some may never realize there's a difference between the two. It's in our best interest to be the head cheerleader on our spirit team. The smoke and mirrors people put up to project the level of success is something we know we can't do. We'd only be fooling ourselves. The more conversations we have with them, the better equipped we are to recognize a true being. It's a tough enough job to keep ourselves happy, let alone others. We generally tend to be our toughest critics, but that tough love leads to beautiful outcomes. Just don't overdo it. Chapter 85. What's right and wrong? I'm not even concerned with what your morals are. I think it's more interesting to find out where those morals came from. We all hold different positions on what we feel is right and wrong. Some of us can even admit how flexible those positions are. Never make the mistake of assuming illegal means of voting. It used to be illegal for women to vote. Black folks to sit at the front of the bus. In some parts of the world, it's still illegal for girls to go to school. Think for yourself. Pay attention to where your values come from, and respect that not everyone sees it your way. Don't judge people just because they don't share your worldview. Thinking in absolutes is simplistic and an insult to the complex gray matter that exists between your ears. The world isn't black and white. It's many shades of gray. Chapter 86. Embrace your challenges. When you were a baby learning to walk, you fell repeatedly. Learning to read didn't happen overnight. Neither did any other skill you have today that feels like second nature. The challenges we face are opportunities to grow into better people. When you get a flat tire, you don't slash the other three. When you hit a challenge in life, you don't fall down and give up. You push back. We're animals, and we have the ability to conquer many of the challenges that come our way. Much of the game is mental. Though overcoming many challenges isn't the easiest thing, no one promised your life was going to be easy. If you want to move forward in it, you need to have the mindset to welcome challenges and tackle them as they come. Changes and interruptions to our normally scheduled programming are inevitable. Just because change is uncomfortable doesn't mean it isn't going to happen. The best thing is to learn to work with change instead of resisting it, since really, resistance is futile. The best version of you is peeled away and developed. You don't become your best straight out of the box. The challenges in life are needed to bring out your potential. When things get difficult, remind yourself to see the opportunity and not just the challenges. Chapter 87. How rarely they think of us. We wouldn't care about what others think of us if we realized how rarely they do. We use our imaginations to assume that folks may think of us in various situations. Those judgments are really a reflection of us, much more than the person we're projecting them on. Basing even a pinch of your happiness on the approval of others forfeits it. Life is an American Idol. You're not auditioning. And even in those rare instances where someone else's opinions can determine your future, job interviews, American Idol auditions, meeting the in-laws, you're still better off being yourself and allowing the confidence that comes with that to shine. You'll never be able to make everyone happy. Trying to do so is a key ingredient of failure. Speak your truth and speak it loud. And surround yourself with those who encourage you to be the person you want to be. Write your own story. Pave your own highway. I'm most impressed by people who aren't trying to impress me. That type of honesty is attractive and empowering, and everyone on the planet is capable of it. Those who really matter will never give you a room to jump. Chapter 88. Love and logic won't hold hands. Someone shared a cool analogy with me today. They said our brains are like chocolate-covered peanuts. The peanut being a brain. I think she was hinting at something. And the chocolate being our emotions. That emotional coding causes quite a bit of duality in things. This is very obvious in matters of love, but also in the general day-to-day scheme of things. Procrastination is a matter of what I want to do versus what I need to do. Fear holds us back from doing many of the things we fully know will move us forward. Everyone knows it's good to stay fit, but not everyone hits the gym. Emotions are a very important thing we need to explore ourselves, especially if our logic is ever to have a chance of getting a word in. This isn't a trait exclusive to humans. Animals can also defy instincts when dealing with emotional issues. My friend's dog stopped eating for days after the passing of her mother. Emotions are powerful fuel for making things happen. They can also stop things in their tracks. We all let our emotions get the best of us. Some say that that's what makes us human. Clearly, we aren't all equipped with the same emotional barometer, as we all respond to things differently. Emotions are the ups and downs, twists and turns of the roller coaster. Without them, we'd be robots, and things wouldn't be as exciting. As with everything, be conscious of your emotions, as they can override your daily functions often enough to mess shit up. Work with them. Repressing emotions doesn't always help. It may only defer the issues for a later and probably less convenient time. Sometimes the best way to deal with issues of our heart is to take the advice we give others. Sometimes it's as simple as holding our breath for 10 seconds, taking a long walk, popping some bubble wrap, or punching a hole in the wall. Some choices will have